Picture this, a group of, well, let's just say senior gentlemen pulling off a heist in London's Diamond District, Hatton Garden.
Yeah.
Sounds like something out of a movie, right?
It does.
Welcome to the Hatton Garden heist. Today we're diving into a Wikipedia article detailing the 2015 Hatton Garden safe deposit burglary.
And what's so fascinating about it, is the meticulous planning that went into this. We're not talking about a bunch of amateurs here.
Right.
These were experienced criminals who thought through every step.
Absolutely. So let's start with the setting. Hatton Garden.
Okay.
A maze of streets in London.
Yes.
Known for jewelry and fortunes.
Right.
And this is where the Hatton Garden safe deposit was.
Mm-hmm.
A seemingly impenetrable fortress. Or so they thought.
Yeah, until this heist. It was a building equipped with the latest security systems, cameras, sensors, everything.
Right.
Designed to keep any intruder out.
Yeah.
But these guys, they found a weak spot.
So I'm curious about how they got into that vault. Was it an inside job? Did they, know the layout of the building?
Well, that's the thing. They actually entered through the lift shaft.
Oh,
which was a blind spot for security cameras. And once they were inside, they used this heavy-duty drill, a Hilti DD350.
Oh, wow.
To bore through the vault walls. I mean, can you imagine the noise from that thing?
I can't even imagine. 50 centimeters thick, those walls.
It's incredible.
And speaking of details.
Yes.
The Daily Mirror.
Right.
Released CCTV footage.
They did.
Which shows the thieves in action.
It does.
And they even gave them nicknames like Mr. Ginger and Mr. Strong.
Yeah, it's like something out of a crime novel.
It really is.
Those images, they give us a glimpse into how this group operated. You know, you can see their communication, the calmness with which they acted, each with their defined roles.
Yeah.
A real synchronized team.
Yeah. And this all happened over the Easter bank holiday weekend in 2015, from April 2nd to the 5th.
That's right.
4 days that kept London on edge. And there's this interesting detail about the Kingsway fire on April 1st. Initially, there was speculation that it might have been a distraction,
yeah.
but it was later confirmed as an electrical fault.
It was a distraction or a lucky coincidence for the thieves. Who knows?
Right.
But it definitely adds another layer of mystery to the story.
It does, yeah.
Yeah.
A master plan or just a stroke of luck.
Yeah.
Who knows?
We'll never know.
So fascinating.
It is.
And speaking of mystery.
Okay.
The exact amount that was stolen was never actually determined. But official estimates put it at a staggering 14 million pounds.
Yeah.
Which is equivalent to like 20 million in 2023.
A fortune.
A fortune.
And only a fraction of that was ever recovered.
Wow.
Where's the rest?
Right.
Did they invest it?
Yeah.
Hide it?
Right.
Split it up? That's a puzzle that remains unsolved.
It really is.
Yeah.
And now for the part that really gets me. The perpetrators. 6 men.
Okay.
All of them elderly, with long criminal histories.
Men who, at first glance might have seemed like ordinary retirees, but they had this dark past full of secrets, connections to the criminal underworld.
The ringleader was Brian Reeder, a 76-year-old with ties to the infamous Brinks Mat robbery.
Yeah, Brian Reeder's involvement in Brinks Mat, that wasn't just any robbery.
Right.
That was a landmark event in British criminal history, a daring heist, showing that no one was untouchable.
Wow.
And he was right at the center of it.
Incredible. Alongside him were John Kenny Collins, Daniel Jones, Terry Perkins, Carl Wood, and William Lincoln, each playing a specific role.
They did. An unlikely crew, but with a common goal, to pull off the heist of their lifetime.
Yeah.
And for a while they did.
And the investigation, led by Scotland Yard's elite flying squad,
yes,
which specializes in organized crime, led to their arrests in May 2015. The charges is conspiracy to commit burglary.
Right.
And conspiracy to conceal, convert, or transfer criminal property.
The police were determined to catch those responsible, and eventually justice caught up with them.
It did.
So after the capture came the justice part. In March of 2016, the 6 men received their sentences ranging from 6 years and 3 months to 7 years imprisonment.
Wow, those sentences seem pretty light considering the size of the loot.
Yeah, and the story doesn't end there. In January 2018, a confiscation order was issued demanding the ringleaders to pay a total of £27.5 million.
Whoa.
Or face additional prison time. So basically, return the loot or face the consequences.
Wow, imagine the pressure on those guys. Already in prison, their plans in ruins, and now the threat of more years behind bars if they didn't cough up the cash.
Yeah, the pressure was definitely on, and for one of them it proved to be too much. Terry Perkins actually died in prison just a week after the confiscation order was issued.
Oh, wow. A tragic end to an already twisting tale. So what happened to the rest? Did they pay up?
Two of them, Daniel Jones and John Collins, failed to comply with the order. Arrogance, maybe? Or defiance? Who knows? But justice wasn't going to be denied, and their sentences were extended.
Wow. A reminder that crime sometimes doesn't pay. But beyond the legal repercussions, the Hatton Garden heist has left a lasting impact on popular culture.
It has.
T-series, movies, books. This case has inspired many creators. Any particular work that stands out to you?
There are actually quite a few. The Hatton Garden Job, King of Thieves, and the ITV series Hatton Garden are just a few. Each one offers a slightly different perspective on the case, playing with reality, adding fictional elements, but always staying true to the essence of the heist.
It's fascinating how a single event can give rise to so many interpretations. And how about the public? How did people react to the heist? Was it indignation, fascination, morbid curiosity?
It was a mix of all of those things, really. On one hand, there was definitely indignation, outrage even, at the sheer scale of the robbery. But on the other hand, and this is what's really interesting, there was this undeniable fascination with the figures of the robbers themselves.
Yeah.
These grandpa robbers became sort of anti-heroes for some.
Right. It's like people secretly admired their audacity, their cunning to pull off something so daring at their age. A sort of Robin Hood of the elderly, but without the, well, altruistic motive.
Exactly. There's an element of rebellion, of defiance against the norms that resonates with people. And of course, the mystery of the missing loot just keeps the imagination running wild.
Right. An open ending that leaves room for speculation and theories. Maybe one day we'll learn the fate of those missing jewels and cash. But until then, the mystery lives on.
And that's part of the allure of this case, isn't it? The uncertainty, the unanswered questions, the possibility that there are more secrets lurking beneath the surface. The Hatton Garden heist isn't just a heist, it's a story.
Right.
Full of intrigue, audacity, and just a touch of legend.
Yeah, it really is. The mystery always adds a certain fascination. But even beyond that, why do you think the Hatton Garden heist continues to captivate people all these years later?
Well, I think there are a few factors at play here. The story has all the ingredients of a great movie. A daring plan, memorable characters, a multi-million-dollar loot, and an unsolved mystery. It's a combination that's hard to resist for any crime story enthusiast.
Yeah.
And then there's the age factor. We're not talking about young delinquents here. These are men who, in theory, should be enjoying their retirement.
Right.
That gives them a different aura, almost legendary. It breaks the stereotype of the common thief.
Right.
And it makes you wonder what motivates a group of older men to risk it all in a heist of this magnitude. Ambition, a challenge, maybe a last chance to make their mark on the world.
Yeah.
It's a question that probably won't ever have a definitive answer. Each of them had their own motivations, their own inner demons. But together, they form this fascinating story that reminds us that reality can be much more surprising than fiction.
It really is.
And that age is no barrier to audacity and cunning. The Hatton Garden heist shows us that you're never too old to pursue a goal, whether it's lawful or not.
So if you're intrigued, I encourage you to check out those films and series we mentioned.
Yeah.
And do some more research of your own. Delve deeper into the captivating world of the Hatton Garden heist and see what makes this story so fascinating for yourself.
At the end of the day, the question this case leaves us